Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of Into the Void. This is between Demolition and Yumeriora on Prion Terraces. I practiced saying that name and blew it live. In the bottom right side of Prion Terraces, we have the red Protoss player. It is Demolition. And in the top left side of Prion Terraces, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Yumeriora. Woo, that's a hard one. Yumeriora. That makes my mouth go in weird directions. Yumeriora. With super heavy American accent for you, everybody. Alrighty then, so this is a PvZ for our weekly Into the Void. This is where we look at Bronze and Silver League level replays. If you'd like to submit a replay to be cast in Into the Void, go ahead and do so to falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. If it does not say Into the Void in the subject, I will not cast it. In fact, I will not even send it to my screeners. So, if it says Into the Void, I send it to my screeners. They check it out, and they send me the best ones, and then everybody's happy. So, hatch first coming out from Yumeriora. Holy smokes. Into Extractor, into Spawning Pool. And again, you're saying, this does not look like Bronze League, but I promise you, in these days of Legacy of the Void, players have been playing for a while. They know what they're doing. They understand opening strategies. Look at this. This is a definite, okay, not exactly a standard 1-gate expand from Demolition, as there's not actually anybody in this gas, and getting the gas this early without getting gas doesn't make a lot of sense. That's okay. It's basically 1-gate expand. Very nice. Getting the gold base, which makes actually a lot of sense. Using this probe to try to take down a hatchery, and recognizing that you can't actually do that. That's part of growing up in StarCraft 2 as well. Spawning Pool coming up for Yumeriora. I'm going to call him Yumer. This is Yumer and Demolition. I'm definitely from America, for those of you confused as to my nationality. Call him Yumer and Demolition, like Demolition Man, one of my favorite films of all time. This scouting probe seems to be very sneaky. I'm not sure if he's going for a proxy of some kind, but there's the cybernetics core. So actually planning on kind of walling like this instead of walling up here, which, I don't know, I guess using the Nexus as part of your wall makes a little bit of sense here. Throwing down a pylon to prevent the third base from going up there. And going to try to block a third base over here at the gold too. This probe is brave. Look at this probe go. Is he going to throw down a pylon? He's going to, if he has to, I think he will. He definitely wants to stay. No. Actually, Yumer isn't actually planning on taking a third. Doesn't have enough minerals to do it. Going to send some lings out to try to kill this probe, which has been super annoying thus far. And you know what? That is the goal of probes in the early game against Zerg, is to be annoying. Because Zergs can't wall, but speedlings are very fast. Even without speed, they're faster than probes that are holding still. And they get the first kill. They draw first blood in this match. A drone over here for Yumer, stealing some minerals and trying to hurt probes too. A second assimilator comes up here from Demolition. I'm not entirely sure what this is all about, but here come the lings, man. Yumer has invested a lot of money into this attack. And is this a full wall? We're going to find out. We're going to find out very soon indeed. Can the lings get through this? And no. No. Actually, pretty impressive wall here from Demolition. He's going to have to kill something. There it is. He does cancel that pylon. He's gonna have to, I was going to say he has to kill something or cancel something to get through this wall to get out to attack. But you know what? If it holds off the Zerg aggression, so be it. I do like the scouting from the Overlord. Scouts out the 2 gateways coming up here too. I'd like the Overlord to keep looking for that higher tech choice that Demolition's going to make. Is it going to be a Stargate? Is it going to be a Twilight Council? A robotics facility? All 3 things mean very different things for the Zerg. But this initial scouting attempt, I have to applaud from Yumer. What I'd like to see with these lings is more activity. More activity. Running around trying to find pylons, trying to find this dude, for example, trying to find weaknesses, exploit holes in the base, attack pylons, try to force the Protoss player to be distracted and annoyed by other things rather than just sitting back and macroing on a very specific rhythm. So we'll see if that's what he's planning on doing. Yumer's running around checking for additional nexuses, which he does not find. He's taking a third base of his own. And the lings can't get through. They're a little bit too scared. A little bit too scared there of the Mothership Core of the Photon Overcharge. And they did force an overcharge, which is nice. Now you'll notice Mothership Core does not have enough for another overcharge quite yet. And Demolition Man finishes. Demolition Man finishes walling off here. Overlord needs to be moving. I mean, you got to find this. You got to find the robotics facility. You got to see how much gas is being taken at this point in the game. These are all things you really have to do. And, oh, kind of, sort of, he was going that way for a minute and then he decided to head on back home. So, let's take a look And our Zerg player, inject timing is really important as a Zerg. If you don't inject well, you're not getting that extra larva, and you're not getting the extra ability to make an army that you need when facing your opponent. So I like the 3 base here. I like that he has 27 workers, but he's down 27 to 37, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you don't have those injects all the way up. There's an inject, and there's an inject. Nicely done, Yumer. Okay, so now here's another trick for you. Notice this queen. Nope. Notice this queen. Yes, has enough energy to inject again, but this isn't ready to pop yet. You can chain inject. So she can use another 25 of her energy onto this hatchery, and when the initial inject pops off, it'll automatically start another one, which is so nice at these low levels. It's so nice if you forget. Look at that, but the timing is great for Yumer. Don't worry about that, Falcon. He says, I'm on top of it. I don't need the machine to inject for me. I can do it. I'm a man. Overseer? Nope. Observer. Wow, why did I say over? Observer heading on up to check this base too. Lings sneaking around again. Haven't really done much to these Lings, but they maybe have put a little bit of fear into our friend. And as this could be Drop Lord play. Oh my goodness, Yumer's going for Drop Lord play. Come on, Drop Lord, go! Right here. Mutate Ventral Sacs. 25 and 25 takes 12 seconds. Is this one a Drop Lord? Ooh, I think this one is a... No, wait, I can't tell. I have a hard time telling visually here. Nope, not Drop Lords. But he's thinking about it. I have to imagine that's what these Overlords and that's what these Lings are for. There it is. There's the Drop Lord play. All right, so he has a lot of stuff back home. Some Ravagers, some Lings here too. It's 41 to 39 Harvesters, so starting to make those workers a little bit better there. Did he queue and inject? He must have queued and inject. Oh, nicely done, Yumer. You do know what you're doing. I apologize for maligning your intelligence. Hydralisk Den coming up for our friend Yumer. I like the Ravager Hydra play unless there are Disruptors. Unless there are Colossus, and if there are Immortals, I feel much, much better about that. Where? Okay. Drop Lord, let's do this. Pick up the Lings and put them on in. So if you're, the longer... here we go. All right. So I guess maybe the army moves out. The Lings are going to drop into the base here too. Can he deal with this while trying to kill the Zerg player? That's the question. Multitasking is something many of players at this level struggle with. Here are the Lings. Are they ready to go? They are ready to go. Getting right on in here. A good warping of Adepts, though. Wow, did he see that? I don't know. Either way, it's going to be Ravagers and some Roaches. Corrosive Bile is being thrown down. And actually, no, dodged well there by Demolition. Coming right on up to this base. Immortals in the back doing a lot of damage here, too. The Lings do get cleaned up. They managed to kill maybe one of the Adepts, but that's it. Coming right on through, taking everything here. The Immortals are refusing to die. 4 kills, 2 kills each there. All the Ravagers are full on in retreat, sitting right here at the 3rd base and destroying drones. Nicely done, Demolition. Good timing attack here, throwing down a premature time warp a little bit there. This Roach comes down to his rally point and gets absolutely destroyed. Not what you want to see if you're a Roach taking a 3rd base behind. This is Demolition. What plays here? What plays, ladies and gentlemen? 146 APM from our Zerg player. That's insane. It's a lot of spamming for this level, though, but at the same time, I don't know that Demolition wants to go up that ramp. However, this base is non-existent. Non-existent, so Yumer is stuck on 2 bases. Here come the Roaches again. They want to kill those Immortals so bad. Corrosive Bile does actually make a hit there. The 2 Immortals tearing through everything, and there's the recall. There's the recall. So the recalls don't, the Immortals don't necessarily want to get hit, even if they're going against Roaches. So if you watch your Immortals' health going down, and you already killed a base, maybe don't lose your army for nothing. Recall them home. That's exactly what Demolition did. It's the very smart choice to make. Bring your Mothership Core with you for that very, very reason. The other pro tip here is you definitely want to retake your expansion. Damn. All right, there it goes. As soon as your base dies, as soon as it's safe to do so, go ahead and retake it. Maybe take another one here. Oh, Yumer, you're so good at this game. Boosh, taking a 4th base here. So now technically he is almost up bases on Demolition, although Demolition's 3rd base is actively running with 4 workers. And it is 35 to 41 total Harvesters. Drones lost 8. 8 drones were killed. 3 probes. I think one of those was out here. Maybe 2 of them did die down here before the Adepts actually showed up to kill those Lings. I like the way that Demolition is actually transferring off his workers from his bases. As the mineral patches start to go away, he's moving the probes off to different places. And this one only has 11, has 11 out of 10. That's okay. That's okay. It's not 20 out of 10, which would be a lot worse. He's actually transferring workers down to this base that needs new ones. It's brilliant. It's a great play. Pros do that in their sleep. I think it's a lot harder for lower level players to remember to do that. And so far, it looks like both players doing it fairly well. Nobody oversaturating really 11 out of there, 11 there. Just very nicely done. And that's not something the game does for you automatically. That is a manual process. So here goes that third base, and here goes the fourth base hatching at about the same time. Can Humor do this? Humor, what are we looking at? 107 to 105 total supply. Demolition is, what, making a Twilight Council. Lurker Den on the way for Humor. Lurker is one of those units that's better at low levels than it is at high levels. At high levels, a player knows not to attack into Lurkers, can use things like Disruptors to snipe them down from range, can use Colossus for that same purpose. But at low levels, it can be hard for them to notice there are Lurkers at all when they attack into them. And it's hard for them to use Disruptors effectively. It takes some micro to get that done, and so they can struggle quite a bit. But at this point, we'll see what Demolition can do against this. The Lings are trying to sneak on and run by. No! Oh, I mean, if you're going to lose that many Lings, just get in. Just get in and take a look. See what you can see. You can see the double robotics facility. You can see the robotics bay. Does he already know about that? He does not. He doesn't know about any of those things. It would be so nice to have that information, but he was afraid. He lost a couple Lings and was afraid to just commit. I know he would have lost most of them there, but at least one would have gotten through and gotten the scout off, and all the tech structures are right there and so ready for the taking. Oh, Lings get a quick little scout off and take down that probe very quickly. That was a lucky scout. I mean, he was just running around checking all the different bases, making sure his opponent didn't have sneaky ninja bases, and he would kill them if they did. And speaking of Colossus, there they are. Colossus on the way with ground weapons level 2 and extended thermal lance and blink. Demolition wants it all. Demolition spending his money pretty well. Yumeriora is around 1,000 minerals, about 600 gas. There we go. Spending his gas on what? A ton of Lurkers. 6 Lurkers on the way. +1 missile attack. Just about to finish too. So it's going to be a Lurker, Roach, Hydra, Ling type play. But man, if there are 6 or 7 Colossus, that's not going to go well at all for Humor. Here goes the creep spread too. Man, Humor spreading creep here at the 11-minute mark. How's that APM looking? Woo, 151 currently. Demolition sneaking around 100 or so. But you know what? I think as Protoss, you can get away with a little bit lower APM. It's more about decision making and positioning than it is about clicking really fast. So here we come. Another double drop from Humor. Going to try to sneak on in here. Reaction time for Demolition is not quite as fast this time. I don't know, but the Lings are there. Couple of them dropped to announce his intentions, I suppose. Then they sneak right into this mineral line. Good reaction time. Demolition getting his workers out of there. Actually, not entirely out of there. Sneaking. Oh, no. No. Demolition. Oh, man. Photon overcharge is coming up, but the probes are attacking too, which means the Lings will prioritize them if they need to. Sneaking into this space now. Oh, Ling run-bys are every Protoss's worst nightmare. They don't like to see this at all. So many probes are dying here, just absolutely getting massacred by these Lings. They're trying to fight, but that doesn't usually work out too well at this level with +1/+1 on those Lings. Finally, a Colossus comes in and roasts them to death. This Colossus has the... Is it the Purifier skin? I need to actually brush up on what these different skins look like, but I think this is the Purifier skin. No, it's not. I know it's not, but I forget what it is. We're going to move on. 24 roaches coming up for Humor, 187 to 165 total supply. But I've been in this position before, Humor. You have a big old army. You have your upgrades. You have what you need. But then Protoss comes out with a ton of Colossus and just rips you apart on the ground. Because that's what you have, is ground units. So here we go. This is our big old final countdown, everybody. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. And yeah, Humor says, you know what? I'm not going to necessarily engage there. No, he is getting a nice concave. An interesting blink there. Can the Lurkers burrow in? They do burrow in kind of at the back, and they're getting a lot of spines off. But like I said, the Colossus with extended thermal lance trying to kill them too. But so many units are dying back and forth. Corrosive Vial is actually being used in this battle. Demolition. He's losing Stalkers. The Immortal at the front. That's not where they want to be. Pretty good stutter step here too from the Colossus. They're running. They are running as fast as they can go, and they do not want to die. Blink Stalkers come right on in. Not a great army composition to deal with here, but the Colossus turn around. There's enough support. They decide to back the heck on out and then get another concave here. Blink Stalkers to the right. Immortals and Colossus to the bottom. Ravagers actually getting some big hits off, and then they decide to run away. Corrosive Vial being tossed on top of these guys too. Yumeriora decides to back on out, losing a queen a little bit too slow there off the creep, and an Overseer gets popped too. Demolition holds off and going for the counterattack. Lings, careful, Lings. You're so good against Immortals and Stalkers, but bad against Colossus. Bad against Colossus. Yumeriora, Corrosive Vial, bam, bam. I might have hit his own creep tumor there, which would have been very sad. Very sad if a Zerg does that. Trying to take a base here is Humor. I'd prefer this one. Just farther away from the Protoss, but that's a-okay. Humor is going for a hive. 3 Immortals on the way for Demolition. Not continuing with the Colossus play. Oh, 1 Colossus does go down to Corrosive Bile. Surprise. Surprise play for me. Colossus with 8 kills. Colossus with 8 kills. Huh. The pair of them with 8 kills. Immortals, 5 kills and 16 kills on that one. Very, very strong. This base up and running for Demolition, and Humor does have this base too, so it's 50 to 49 Harvesters, 151 to 121 total supply. Hydras, Roaches, Ravagers on the way. Humor's kind of stuck on this. Kind of stuck. I'd like to maybe see Ultras in this composition, just because Colossus don't do very well against them. There are only a couple Immortals. Most of them are very low on health. Like an Ultra Ling combination, Ultras in the front, Lings wrapping around the back, would be very, very good here. The Hive is here. I guess the upgrades really haven't been on their way their whole game. You'll notice that, oh no, +3 is available. Maybe he has been upgrading. He has +2. Alright, that said, I don't think that's what Yumeriora is going to do. He's going to try this Roach Raptor thing again. Corrosive Bile is being landed, being dodged fairly well. Colossus in the front, taking some damage. Not where they want to be. Run, Colossus. Pretty good micro, getting them back out of there. More and more stutter step, but the Roaches, with that Acid Saliva, doing a ton of damage to everything that Demolition has. It's 120 to 110 total supply. Both players have just been punching each other in the face so far in this game. 10,700 minerals lost for our Zerg player, 3,700 gas, 9,900 minerals, and 3,700 gas lost for Demolition. Representing ALTS? Maybe S? Or is that a possessive S? It's ALTs, or ALTS. Regardless, both players continuing to do a pretty good job keeping their workers where they are needed on both bases, transferring to new bases as they pop up, saturating them appropriately. You'll notice a little bit oversaturated there, but that's okay. That's a-okay. 48 to 56 Harvesters. Again, both players just kind of sticking with what's got them here so far. 3 Immortals at a time for Demolition. Maybe don't go for those Ultras. Forget what I said there, but no, Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Oh, Humor, no. Humor, don't listen to me. Don't do it. Ling Ultra good, not when there are 100 Immortals, though. Holy smokes, how many are there already? There's already 7 and 3 more, 10 Immortals. Ling's trying to come in, but they get there a little bit too early, and the Colossus just melting them alive. Absolutely destroying them. No force fields being used except for maybe that one. Corrosive Bile's landing, doing some damage too, but man, all those Lings just absolutely died. Demolition was in a perfect defensive position. When that happens with the Protoss players, Zerg, just get out, expand again, maybe try to kill this base while they're super worried about defending back here. But do not attack into a choke like that. Don't attack when they are so safe in a ball, especially not with Colossus, especially not with Lings. Just not a good look. Oh, Corrosive Bile harassment. Killing a few workers there. 25 workers have been killed so far compared to 8 drones. Pushing forward is Demolition. He wants to kill these creep tumors. He's very mad that the creep is this far on this side of his base, and he's getting his revenge. He's doing it in production. 22 Roaches for Humor. Spending that money. Injects continuing to look great for Humor after that early problem. He's a-okay. Getting chitinous plating, getting adrenal glands too. Definitely going for an Ultra Ling vibe. And I don't think it's going to work. It's amazing against Colossus. It's amazing against Stalkers. Not so good against Immortals. They're ranged. They do extra damage versus armored. Here they are 60 damage versus armored and 65 when that +3 finishes. Can Demolition actually get the over Ultras pop is the question. And Corrosive Bile is being tossed on down. A lot of guys in the back here can't attack. You need to sneak on up. Sneak on up. Killing these Immortals would be massive for his final push here. But no. He decides to back on out before he loses his entire army. That mineral line is getting absolutely roasted alive. He needs to kill some of these Immortals. He's doing okay. He's got a couple of them, but man, just the stutter step play here from Demolition. Crushing through everything. 27 Roaches in production. Does not want to go for Ultras. I don't know if I can necessarily blame him. And there's the GG from Yumeriora. Yumeriora is defeated. Demolition's victorious. And Humor has left the game. Demolition has not left the game, though. He wants to keep killing stuff, which is okay by me. So strange that Humor went for that Ultralisk tech switch. I mean, had enough available larva and enough money to make a bunch of Ultras and then made 27 Roaches instead. I wonder if that was a mistake. I wonder if it was. But either way, it was good to see Colossus used again in StarCraft 2. It doesn't happen very often. The Immortals were very excellent. So useful against that heavy Roach composition. Stalkers too, they did their thing. I mean, they're usually better against things like Mutas, but to this point, they were not bad. So, all right, we're going to allow Demolition to do his thing, but we're going to wrap things up here. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another weekly edition of Into the Void. Thank you so much for watching today. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. You can also hit the like button and the subscribe button here if you like what you saw and what you heard today. And until next time, please enjoy the music from Don Campbell, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on, looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, and you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.